Reckon for T20 timeout. Tom Moody can't wait to look down on that innings and look back at what was a pretty difficult 19.2 overs to watch if you're a Zimbabwe fan. Tom, not what we expected.
It certainly wasn't. And the reason I was looking down at that critical moment was I was just trying to get my head around that disastrous start, that they had. And to me, it just showed so much lack of discipline. And really understanding of where they needed to, set an important foundation to allow, their strength really, which is their middle order, to be able to shine. Williams and Raza, but they just had too much work to do.
If you're Zimbabwe, I'm guessing you're saying this is the kind of game we should dominate. We should show that there is a gap between the Netherlands and us, who we are a full member team after all.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think it's been quite frustrating when they've battled like this, because there's so much potential in there, especially the likes of Raza and Sean Williams. When they were batting, they've stitched up a partnership together, but I think just the recklessness in which they've batted has been quite disappointing to watch, because everyone's been falling around them. Like, the top order hasn't clicked for them for a while now, the opening batters. But having said that, when they come down in the middle order, they actually perform well, and it's like they've just decided to play one kind of cricket without being flexible, and you can't be successful and expect to get to the knockout stage of a tournament with that kind of mindset.
Okay, impressions of the first 20 overs of the Adelaide Oval as far as conditions go, Tom? The surface, was it really that hard? Was it doing as much?
No, it wasn't doing a huge amount, but it, as I noted yesterday, leading into this change of venue, we're going to find in the first day or two in Adelaide some movement there early on with the new ball, and we always know and come to expect at Adelaide you're going to get a bit of bounce and pace as well. So therefore, your first 3 or 4 overs in that power play, it's not a case of we're trying to get 10 and over. It's more of a watchful approach. Yeah. Get yourself set and maybe launch at the back end of the power play after you've given yourself half a chance. And to me, too many teams have failed to do that and have got stuck in a pattern of thinking that they need to be somewhere where they don't need to be at the end of the power play.
All right, let's pick a couple of players that stood out here. Let's start with the Dutch. And how nice was it to firstly see that Bas de Leede is playing, taking that nasty one on the head in the game against Pakistan. You could see he's got it stitched up, work done. It's still recovering. Colour of the bruise is changing, but how good was it that he bowled all his 4 overs and had quite the impact? Makes you feel good for a fellow cricketer when that happens.
Absolutely. It's so heartening to see someone who just got hit in his face and eye a few days ago to come back and actually bowl, because I wouldn't know as much as a bowler does, but that would be pretty painful to jump and land and deliver. And
it's the kind of injury that stays with you. It's not one of those which you could sort of just pretend like it's not around and get the adrenaline gets you through the game. This kind of thing, it's quite something that he's playing.
It's
today.
in your face, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in your face.
And it can actually be make your head feel so heavy.
Yeah, sure.
All of it. So just to kind of bowl with all of that and come up with a performance like that has been incredible.
All right. Ever had one of these? An injury?
No, thankfully.
No ball ever reached that high, did it?
Well, don't worry.
I wouldn't think so.
They tried. They tried. Don't worry. I remember Merv Hughes once, I'll just sidetrack a little bit, saying after I drove him for a couple of 4s in 1 over, very early in my career at the Wacker, when the Wacker was a quick bouncy surface, he said to me very politely, that's the last time you're ever going to get a ball in your half in your career. And yes, he lived up to it.
We're having a nice time here, but of course, Bas de Leede's injury at the time was no laughing matter, but it's nice to see that he's recovered, he's putting in the shift, and he's had a good day with ball so far at the Adelaide Oval. How about Sikandar Raza though? He seemed to have just lost his round 1 form coming into the Super 12s. He nailed one the other day at the Perth Stadium and still found the fielder at the wrong time against Bangladesh. Or that was at Brisbane rather. But he's back to getting more than a third of Zimbabwe's runs. 40 of 24, hitting it nicely. Looks a different level of a batter, and you were just observing before we went on air right now. Perhaps there's more to Sikandar Raza, the T20 player. Now some franchises might be interested.
Yes, most certainly will. I think with the fact that he can offer a little bit with the ball. I think, but I think he's undoing himself a little bit as a batter. I think he can get a lot more out of himself. Just the quality of batsman that he is, and the range of shots that he's got, and he's been able to win matches for Zimbabwe, and I think that should become a habit. Just taking that responsibility, because that's what will stand out to franchises right around the world, to see someone batting through, even though everyone's falling like pins around him, but holding fort. That just taking that responsibility means a lot to franchises around the world.
Doesn't seem to be a lot of affection for Zimbabwe players in IPL auctions traditionally, but is Sikandar Raza making a case for himself, Tom?
I think so, because he's a three-dimensional player. They're always useful having someone that can bat, bowl, and he's useful in the field. It's interesting. I've sort of been watching his progress over the last 12 months, and he's nearly taken a different approach to not only his bowling. We've seen the change in his action with his bowling, and which has certainly served him well. So I think his numbers are considerably better than what they have been in the recent past. But his batting, he has that more of an aggressive approach over the past 12 months. So yes, he may have sort of seen as reckless, but it's nearly living by the sword and dying by it. You know, he has played that brand of cricket, and it's really brought his name to everyone's attention. So it's always a tricky one, isn't it, from a batting perspective? You know, do you continue to pursue that sort of that adventurous brand that's put you back into the spotlight and helped his side win games, or do you sort of be a little bit more reserved and sort of look at the game situation and think, well, it's important I'm here at the 18th over. If I'm here at the 18th over, we might get 140.
Yeah. And he might get a 70 in doing so. So that'll do a world of good to his own confidence. And I feel like that's why he's kind of missing just a trick. As in, I don't think he should move away from the way he's playing, but just a little bit more responsibility, I think, will go a long way in making him a much better player. He'll probably discover things about himself as a batter that he probably wouldn't at playing the way he's playing right now.
And that balance, as you would well know, is the hardest thing in this format. I want to play that adventurous brand, and I want to take the game on, but just finding that right measure of, okay, maybe this bowler or this particular over, I just need to withdraw my aggression and get off strike and reset against the bowler or the end that I need to be targeting.
Okay, so final verdict, Raza for the IPL, this auction, yes or no? Would you put your paddle up?
Yeah, of course.
Yes?
I'm not in the auction, so.
Neither is he, hypothetically.
I think he's an option, he's an option,
All right, so let's see if the paddle goes up for Sikandar Raza at the auction, which is in just a month or so from now. Quick comments from Tom and Robbie on how they see this game going. The Netherlands have not shown like batting's their stronger skill set, so I'm guessing this still won't be easy, even though it's only 118. Zimbabwe in it?
Zimbabwe may be in it. I think a lot will depend on how Sikandar also bowls for them, because he's been one of their main wicket takers as well. So. But Ingarava and Chitara are pretty good bowlers as well, and they can do a little bit with the new ball. So be a good game to watch. It'll be good to see Netherlands kind of their batting come to the fore a little bit.
Would you want to say it'll be a close game to watch rather than it'll be a good game to watch?
Yeah, I think it'll be a close game to watch.
Right.
Yeah, you probably put that right.
I see Netherlands winning this one, and Tom Cooper, the home boy of South Australia, Adelaide, played a lot of cricket at this venue, is going to be the person that's going to help them see that total down.
Given that you are just building a reputation for being precise here, would you like to give us the exact over and ball when this game will end?
Yes,
I knew you. I knew you was.
To help some of our fans who are interested in such precision.
I have got that number. It's 16.4.
16.4. In case in case you are those that enjoy precise predictions from our guests. Thank you to Tom, Moody, and Robin Uthappa. More from them at the end of this game, as we also build up to India versus Bangladesh at the Adelaide Oval. We'll have the company of Andy Flower as well. So join us then on Maruti Suzuki Presents ESPN Cricket for T20 Timeout.